Well, good morning, good afternoon to you guys. It's in the 50s today, but it's raining, and I've not been up to date on many things since my trip, although I have lots of video to do, and I will be working on some more this coming week, and hopefully can upload some on Thursday. But I wanted to give you guys a quick tour of my garden. I've not been out here for months to work, but hopefully many of you have, but here in the Midwest in Kansas City, it's been pretty brutal in terms of the weather. But I'll show you what I have. It's raining and things are looking a little greener. The grass is. Let me show you. So my side yard here, this is where I do my potting, my compost. And my side yard is pretty beaten up, although my hellebores don't look too bad. Got some new growth. Is that new growth? Yeah, look at that. I've got some new growth and some buds coming up. I got lots of hellebores. I planted a lot this past year, so I'm hoping that they reward me, and I think that they are going to reward me once. And we see, look at all this. So I'm discovering my garden. You're walking with me, and I think I'm discovering rabbits already eating. So I'm going to need to do something with that. But it's been a very brutal winter for the rabbits too. So I'm kind of feel for them, but I'm hoping that my situation here is unique in a sense that I've not done much. Here we are going into the middle of March, and I've not noticed many changes, although what I just saw, definitely some changes, the bulbs and the hellebores, and my grass definitely is greening up. I got this palm. It was supposed to be a windmill palm, and it was supposed to be cold hardy. So I'm seeing some grain still, but I'll be very pleased if that withstood the winter. You might see a flag up here. I'm going to put an electrical box in here. I'm going to put a little water feature, a little stream going down. Nothing elaborate. But I got my rhododendrons, some azaleas back here in my woodlands garden. So I was coming out here thinking, this is awful. But as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing some hope, some signs of some spring. And I got lots of snowdrops here. And I'm looking for some signs. I see something, but that's not a snowdrop. But hopefully we'll see them back. But today's supposed to be, I think I mentioned, in the 50s, which is a heat wave for us here. You know, normally I wouldn't even think about showing you my garden, but it's been that awful that this looks kind of good. So some of you guys are like, what is he showing us? But I'm like, this is what it's like for gardeners, you know, in other parts of the country that aren't warm all the time with lots of sunshine. I'm going to be removing this. This is an area that I put together for a veg plot, an actual square area, right? That I thought so I can keep fencing and keep the rabbits out of it, which worked for the most part. But since we have a veg plot now, a pretty large one, we put some bulbs in here and some flowers, and you might remember the cleome that I grow. It loves this area too, but I'm going to take down all this hardscape, the wood, and level it out there and just incorporate it into the garden now, since I don't really need. I've been seeing lots of birds. I have been feeding my birds. And the pond, I've been very worried about it, but I have seen some fish. So I think I have like, I don't know, 40 fish in this thing of different sizes. And I think I just saw some moving around. So that's a good sign that we have something going on here. I have my seeds going inside. Of course, I'm feeding the birds during this cold weather. But you might remember this cold frame slash greenhouse maybe that I made out of recycled garage door parts. And in here I have some Swiss chard from last season. I got kale going still, and I'm going to take these, my herbs, and I have like, you can see the candles that I light when it gets really bad, and I put a pot over them. I've got some lettuces that I'll be able to transplant. But, you know, for recycling, it's out of the way, you don't really see it next to the house. I think it's pretty cool. This is an overflow area that I dug for days like this when there's lots of rain. It just settles there. I've got this is my low spot in my backyard. There's Mr. Max. So really, once you get vegetation back there, you don't really notice the cold frame at all, and there's a bench in front of it. So I think for the most part it worked out pretty well. These are the stepping stones that I made for my elephant ears that I've been pretty pleased with, especially in this wet weather. And this is my front. Again, not much to look at besides Maxwell Plain, but this is what going into mid-March in the Midwest looks like. So, lots of hope, right? I'm not going to take you too far, there's no sense. And these are some snowdrops, I think, here. You probably can't see them very well. But this whole area is covered with snowdrops. So, looks like they're starting to come up. And I need to get in here and clean this area out. Come on, Maxwell. So, it's kind of too fast, I know, guys, but I don't want to waste your time with just looking at a garden that's just waking up. I wanted to show something because it's been so long since I have had my garden. Max! Finally. Come on, I got your ball. Max, your ball. Here you go. That's what he wanted. So that's it, guys. It was a quick tour. A little windy, but it's warmer than we've had for a long time, so I'm not going to complain about that. And I can feel a little better already being outside, just walking around the few minutes that I did with you. So I just can't wait to the weather to break and all the chores that have to be done. But it's fun, right? It's fun for me, and I'm sure it's fun for you. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you later on. Bye-bye.